I'm going to kind of set you up to toot your own horn here. Are you the most decorated wrestler in TNA Impact history? Because judging by your credentials, it certainly looks like it.
Yeah, I know that there's a couple Grand Slam champs. I think AJ is definitely one. I'm one.
You've done
Rude
it.
is up
You've done it
there.
with the
James
Legends
Storm is up
title
there.
alone. You've held every version of that one belt when it was the Legends title,
Yep.
Global, Television, King of the Mountain, and you held it under every single incarnation. That's unreal.
Yeah. I'm definitely very decorated. I mean, 12 years is a long time, man. It's a long, long time. So, but it's something I'm super proud of. And what's cool to me is I've been on every spot of the card. I mean, I've been opening match, I've been main event. Something I did that AJ didn't do, and I hope he reads this or hears this. I won the women's world titles with ODB.
Yes.
You know, I was wrestling women before wrestling women was cool. So it's for me. I mean, my number one most prideful thing is the amount of different things that I've done. You know, I don't think I would argue with anybody where they say he's not the best technical wrestler, or he's not the best high flyer, or he's not the best on the mic, or he's not the best. But I'm very, very good at all of those things, and I've proven that I am one of, if not the most versatile wrestler ever in the history of wrestling. And I mean, as a person that's an experiential person, like I've got to experience the card from every single angle. Like I feel like my understanding of wrestling is so deep because I've done all of it. You know, every bit that can be done, I've done it.
You know what else AJ Styles hasn't done? He's never been a world beer drinking champion either.
There you go. There's two things that he's never done.
And
I could definitely beat him at a beer drinking contest.
Do you have like a replica of that, like in a trophy room or anything?
I mean, that's the only belt that I care about, to be honest.
Yes.
If we're talking we're talking logistics. The only one that really counts in the real world is the beer drinking championship.
It was funny. You mentioned your versatility. So when rumors swirl that you're coming back, nobody knew how exactly you would come back. They didn't know if they would see you like this.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the ideas I floated out there, I was like, man, Impact has this great knockouts division. It would be in character if Eric Young and ODB just showed up with the knockouts belts as if they had defended in this entire time and just wandered onto the program. Like, that's something that you could have pulled off that not a lot of people could have pulled off. Do you look at your versatility as a gift and a curse, or is it just a gift for you?
I mean, if you look at it some ways, you could look at it as a curse, it's because, sometimes guys like, oh, my gimmick is that I'm a wrestler and I'm tougher than everybody and I'm the world champion. Like, well, that's a great gimmick, you know what I mean? But not everybody can have that gimmick. Only one person at a time can really do that. So for me, being versatile, it's allowed me. I mean, I've been on TV almost every week for almost 17 years. Who can say that? I mean, like that's a short list, man. That's a very short list. There are guys that have done it, but I haven't missed a show from injury. You know what I mean? I've been on TV almost every single week for 17 years. To me, that's my number one accomplishment. My only goal when I started in wrestling was to sign a contract so I could tell my mom that I do this for a living. That was it. So in 2004, when I signed my first one with TNA, that goal was eradicated, and I accomplished everything that I ever set out to do. Once that happened, then of course it snowballs into, okay, now I want to, win a major title, so I can be erased from the history books of professional wrestling. Well, I've done that a bunch of times. So then it's like, oh, well, I want to main event a pay-per-view, or it morphs into the next thing. So the thing with ODB, working with her was awesome. She's amazing, super fun to be around, very talented performer. And we never lost the belts. They took them away from us. So, I mean, technically, we're still champs.
I would like to think so.